Do you think our old friend silver will ever get to $40 per ounce? Again, I want to remind you, it's been there before. What about $50, $60, or $70 per ounce? But before we do that, we've got some big troubles, some big problems that we need to overcome. And in this video, we're going to talk about 3 of the factors that don't get a lot of attention, but are major contributors to the price of silver. We're going to cover that right now. Manipulation, and manipulation again of the silver price, but this time in a more positive light. Those are the 3 factors we're going to cover. But first, I want to let you know I'm not manipulating you to come down here to the basement. It's a big deal to me that you chose to join me here. I know one thing about you for sure. You're a smarter than the average bear type person. You're a kind person, and you love to talk about silver and gold. So it'd be a great honor if you came back. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Now let's talk about manipulation of the silver price. Did you notice just last Friday, February 2nd, 2023, when the jobs numbers came out, the price of silver plummeted. It went from like $23.40 down to $22.50, like a 4% decrease in the matter of just 1 hour. But what's crazy about it is that during one 15-minute segment of that trading, the price of silver went down precipitously, but almost 60 million ounces of electronic silver was traded. Yes, you heard that correct. In 15 minutes, 60 million ounces of unicorn fart dust, electronic, paper, whatever you want to call it, silver was traded. What makes it astounding is when we realize that on an annual basis, what do the mining companies produce of silver? About 850, maybe 900 million ounces of silver. Guys, in 15 minutes, the Comex traded the equivalent of like 6 or 7, maybe even 8% of the world's silver production for the whole year. Again, they did that in 15 minutes. And if you aggregate what got traded during that whole hour, it's probably closer to 20 or 30%. So is the price of silver manipulated on the Comex? I would say so. If that much electronic silver can be traded, which is totally not tethered or tied to the real physical number behind it, the real number of ounces that are being produced, absolutely the price is being manipulated. Now let's move on to factor number 2. But before we do that, I want to say thank you. Channel sponsor, Pimbex, Pimbex. They're an online bullion dealer where you can get, amongst other precious metals, silver, and you can get it at a great price. They have great selection, and it's a company you can trust. I worked with Pimbex at the recommendation of fellow basement dwellers like yourself before I agreed to take them on as a company sponsor. And I was very happy with the service, and I'm even happier now that they sponsor the channel and make videos like this possible. But what is number 2? Well, like we just talked about, it's investors. Nobody talks about the fact that investors, retail investors into the precious metals have been down. Look, you and I, we're maybe like 1 in 200 people that invest in, let's just say, physical silver. 1 in 200, okay? Now, the exciting part behind that, it's twofold. Number 1, if we go to, let's say, 4 in 200 people, right? Just 4 in 200, that's 1 in 50. That would be 4 times as much money in the silver market, trying to chase what is a ever decreasing supply of physical silver. And it gets even more exciting when you consider that if we get into that environment where more and more people are joining us, the price will be going up. And what's one thing that we know about silver? Silver investors, look, we're not that smart because we tend to buy more and more and more as the price goes up. But when we're in situations like we're in right now with $22 silver and the price is down and premiums are down, people don't buy when it's on sale. So if we get a double kicker, right? 4 times as many people in the silver market, plus people buying more silver because the price is going up, the returns could be astronomical. What's the last thing we need to talk about when we dive into the silver market? We're going to go back to the Comex. We're going to go back to the big electronic supposed price discovery mechanism. But before we do that, let's say thanks to our second channel sponsor, Fortuna Silver Mines. If you're looking for a high-quality silver and gold mining company, check out Fortuna. Their website is fortunasilver.com. Look, any investment is risky. Mining stocks are risky. Do your own due diligence. I will tell you it's a stock that I own, but you need to discover it for yourself and make your own decisions. But when we go back to the silver market and we go back to the Comex and we go back to that subject of price manipulation, I heard Rick Rule say something a few months back that I'd never thought of, and it's very optimistic for the precious metals investors, for the silver investor, and it's simply this. The manipulators of the precious metal prices, they don't care if the price is really going up or down. What they care about is making money. And over the last 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 10 days, the path of least resistance, the easiest direction to push the metals, has been down. Excuse me. So that's why the manipulators have been pressing the prices down. Look, if we are indeed in a new paradigm, a new environment, there's so much going on. Again, just focused on silver, the supply and demand fundamentals, the bifurcation going on in the world. If the path of least resistance becomes pushing the price to the upside, you better believe that those price manipulators will be just as happy to push the price up as they were to push it down. And that also could add another level of support, another level of price increase that us silver investors, we deserve. Look, it's been a very difficult couple years. $22 silver, are you kidding me? I mean, everything's gone up in price over the last 3 years, but silver has not. Silver also has a lot of catching up to do with gold. If gold can hold above this critical $2,000 level and then push through to new sustained all-time highs in 2024, silver is primed to catch up, and to catch up in a very, very dramatic fashion. We could be in for some interesting times in both the silver and gold markets as we head through 2024. Not to mention we got a crazy presidential election and a number of other factors, not the least of which is a government with $34 trillion in debt and a $2 trillion deficit, but we'll save that for a later discussion. And I want you to come back for a later discussion. So please subscribe to the channel, press the bell, give this a thumbs up. Any support is always much appreciated, never expected. There's super thanks, super chats you can do. I just want to say thank you to any of you that are able to do that and do it on a regular basis. I hope you have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you soon.